guys doing? Hell's Cat Death here with Wednesday Night Fights. Glad to have all you with us this evening. Got some great action going on. And then speaking of great action, we also got some great commentators with us. Let's go down the first list here really fast. Really good guy, just came on. Has well proved himself as a WNF moderator. He's in here tonight, just in here for the commentary job and to have some fun with us. Part of New Beginnings, I Kill You. How you doing, sir?
Hello. I'm glad to be here.
You getting ready for Irma? You got everything ready?
Oh yeah, it's going to be rough, but thankfully it'll only be a Category 1 over here.
Thank goodness. We will be doing a moment of silence just for everybody there in Puerto Rico, Cuba. We do have viewers that do come out and watch us from there, so we will do a moment of silence for all those victims there. They had absolute devastation from the Cat 5 hurricane. So I kill you. Thanks for being here, and I wish you Godspeed, sir. The next commentator on the list here, yet again another newer staff, but not really. I mean, I've considered him staff since the first time I met him, and cool guy. Knows how to call, keep people in line, kick ass, chew gum, and big leader of On Your Six, Cutter. How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
I'm glad to have you coming out. All right, then a guy that doesn't need an intro, but I'll give him one anyway. The guy with the face that runs the place. His throat is a little sore. I paid him back because of the chicken incident. So I got him sick. Just call me the Beaver. And but any which way, Beaver, how you doing, my sir?
Yeah. Keep thinking that's funny until we get that YouTube video.
Yeah. All right, guys. So what we got going on here tonight? Great lineup. First off the gates, we have XGN versus VGA. Really good. These would be new blood teams. Beaver, what's set up for 9 and 10? And then I won't ask you anything else, really, buddy.
9 p.m. is SKB versus 36 Panzer, and 10 p.m. is Eye for an Eye versus BK.
All right, awesome. So some great games going on there. Of course, this is Friday Night Fights. A long time running show here. I'm finally glad to have Fridays being such a great evening now, and explosive teams that come out. New, old, gold division, silver division, bronze division. They always seem to put on a really good show on the Friday nights. What do you think there, Cutter and Kill You?
Definitely.
I'll make
watch these guys play.
So tonight, this is 7:35. We're gonna have 7 tanks, all tier 5s. Beaver went through them before we could get the tank blast dates. But yeah, so we want to give a big shout out to all these teams that are coming in for the Acorn Esports Wednesday Night Fights New Blood Tournament.
Else you've given me a remote control problem. Yeah, I'm actually very excited to see these two teams. We need more teams to play. It'll make the community larger and better, and give us more opportunities to show up here.
Yeah. Cutter, you want to roll down XGN, and then Kill You if you want to run down VGA.
Sir, XGN's coming out with a pair of HE2s, KV1, Churchill 3, OIX, FVK 3001H, and an Excelsior.
And
Alrighty.
VGA is coming up with a T-67 Panzer 5.4 KV-1, KV-1S, a pair of OI experimentals, and a captured KV-1.
Alrighty, guys, there we go. First match on here, White Park. This is also going to be one of the maps in the tournament. So we're going to see how everybody does on this. So yet again, shots already getting exchanged into the captured KV-1S. Now that OI, the OI is dangerous in this scenario because that thing, even though it's it's not the greatest accuracy, it hits like a Mack truck.
Looks like the T-67, the 4.5 or the 5.4 actually moved around. Looks like VGA's heavies need to go ahead and push.
Yeah, T-67 is going to get in trouble if he doesn't move out of there. But this OI here is heavily damaged. He should have approached the tracks a little sooner and gotten some side scraping going.
Yes. Definitely trying to get the angle on that OI is definitely interesting because you got to watch those turrets up there on the front decking. Sorry, watching this action here. That is a lot of good focus fire coming at that one AT2. That is awesome. VGA coming out here.
Oh yeah.
It's taken down.
That one's down. See if they all try to start focusing. AT2, that thing is just immense. It doesn't hit for a whole lot, but it hits for a lot. It just straight out DPM. Oh, there's the OI coming in with the big hit.
Yeah, the issue with the AT2 here is it needs range. That cupola is a big problem if you're too close.
Looks like Hell's Fury there, so intent at looking at up on the hill, he was not watching the, I got Tupu down and out. That KV-1 getting some good bounces from the rear, but that OI just put up a new meaning of hurt.
Here he comes. Final push.
I mean, yeah, you would use that thing in like the Maus type scenario. Go for the ramp. There it is. All right, good job there, VGA coming out there. Really good team.
Very, very impressive. We gotta watch out for these new guys. That was actually a pretty good calling there.
Yeah, VA did make a good showing last week on their first initial appearance too.
Oh, I missed that one.
Is SKB versus 36.
No, one thing I wanted to ask you guys, with the OI, you can over-angle it when you're showing off, because the side skirts, they're pretty thick, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, that thing already has, I think it's at that tier, I think it's 63 millimeters, which is quite a bit at a tier 5.
Yeah, look at Pizza Eater, the OI experimental there, 1247, and the capture did 1270. Yeah, they were putting it out there.
That's an interesting pick with the Churchill 3, though. I don't know if I'd agree with the I mean, unless they're tank limited, on that, I mean, I understand like the KV, the captured, and then the PZ54, or the, oh goodness gracious.
You definitely would probably like to see a KV-220 with the AT2s coming in with the quick fire.
Yeah.
Looked like mostly they were just shooting AP shells, so with a little bit of extra armor, you're gonna bounce a lot of shots.
Yeah, the AT2s would be great.
This is actually not a bad idea to try some of these odd tank picks out now see what works and what doesn't work before the tournament.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, you got to try everything you can now.
now everybody has to think here really fast. People watching stuff like that in the tier 5, you start running because now everybody's running the prem rounds. A lot of the tanks that you did think that, man, those things were monsters back when I played them. Will they hold up to the APCR being fired all the time? So there we go.
The big 87 and AT15. Yep.
All right, so there we go. Both teams picked. Here, I'll just do both of them really fast and we'll get launched. XGN coming out with AT2, 1KV1. Churchill 3, OI Experimental, VK3001. Excelsior, VGA Roland T67, PZ54, KV1, KV1S, a pair of OI Experimentals, and one captured KV. I know I typically get paired up with, but this time Beaver is not having the greatest time of talking, so I will give him the extra set of lungs that I have.
So what I was saying with that AT line, they're soft now. You can't go up there on a hill from a distance and just stay there absorbing damage. Those premium rounds will take you down real quick.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Typically, you know, in the pub matches, not a lot of people. Well, I'm looking at like Omega right here in his the Excelsior. He only has 14 APCRs loaded. For some people that are new to the comp, he has 40, 14, 10. Now, typically with people that run comp, that would actually get split out. You'd say run 30 of your APCRs, and then 10, and then I always have HE. You never know when you're going to need that clutch to stop a cat being capped out or something
Exactly.
like that. So it's always good to have a little bit of hash or something to give you that splash damage to get to hit the tracks or something, just something. And a lot of people don't think of that. They're like, well, I'll just load up all APCR. And now, Cutter, do you with your team, do you guys typically, do you tell your guys to run, of course, the large fire extinguisher and everything like that, but do you, I sample being real brave right there, but to run the premium stuff?
You know, I just let them guys all, make up their own mind as far as that goes. The only thing that I make sure that we definitely have is premium rounds loaded though, all the time.
Exactly.
I think you're
and you get
the 75% is about right too.
Yeah, I mean, have a little AP in there. So if you find a squishy target, it's not going to be, you don't need to have that oomph. Have that ready, but it's one of those things. Ooh, Dave needs a turn here. Now this is a perfect opportunity. See, he got ripped apart. There we go, right there. See that angle? That round came right on in and bounced. But when he was splashed straight up again, yet again, I know a lot of the other viewers that are watching already know this information, but a lot of these new teams. So angle.
This is where the AT2s will pay off, because now they can side scrape and hide part of their tank on the buildings. You can see those guys have not taken any damage. That cupola is hidden.
Yes. All right, Pizza Eater right here, putting some. Oh, missed that one. Can't have that. Oh, there we go. Getting some cross shots in there, but Pooh there getting ripped apart PZ54 with his DPM, he could just absolutely delete this OI. Ooh, crucial bounce and the HE bounce on Wildebeest and his PZ54. GG's for getting rid of that guy. Now he's going to finish off this Excelsior. Boom.
This is really close. I'm enjoying it.
All right, there we
Yeah,
go.
I think
Go ahead.
the only thing I really think though is that I know iSample's kind of holding these guys at bay, but if he was to relocate back, back over by the PZ54, then I think he'd be a little bit more effective.
Yeah, also that KV1 on the left should have moved up on the tracks, would have spotted that captured earlier. Now he's in trouble.
All right, PZ54 coming in. We figured that will be a staple in this 735. So that is the reason why there's only good job over here. T67 with the accuracy, fast fire rate, taking out that AT2 right in the Kubla. Now finishing off Hellfire. That T67 is a beast. I mean, for what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if I'm a tier 6, tier 7, I always respect that T67. They will damage you far close.
That thing has a wicked fast reload rate, a wicked just accuracy on it. Let's see here, speaking of the T67, look at that coming out 1319. iSample roughing them up real good.
Very nice.
Apparently they're talking about IO people tacos? Of course, and Beaver can't talk, so now I gotta go through. So I guess if I'm looking over here, this is a good time for me to say welcome everybody. This is Friday Night Fights brought to you by WNNF Productions. Thank you for joining on Twitch, YouTube, and all of the other my streams and everything like that. If I get to your chats, I will definitely try to, as best as I can. I bounce back and forth, but I try to get as much information here through the stream and with everything going on. Speaking of that, here comes a cheesy one-liner. Let's see here. Let's go through my listing here. Where they at? All right, one-liners. Let's see here. Got no nuts? And you want some? Head over to Acorn. They got a bag of them. Go over there and get some organic dried nuts, almonds, cashews. They got a huge assortment of them. So if you have no nuts, head on over acornesports.com. Come on. Is that a pretty good one?
Loved it.
Awesome. Glad someone at least liked it. All right. So I'm going to be getting these out because I love having cheesy one-liners for you guys so you can, I want to get that drum sound I want to get that. Well, I guess they don't, this is old school, WAV files, WAVs. I don't even think they do those anymore. Alrighty, see, I'm so bad at jokes, guys. Everybody's disappeared. Alrighty. Crickets. Alright, so we're going to be swapping up sides here, VGA. Taking this 2 and out. Party lockup? There we go. I was wondering if somebody was...
Yeah, when your mother calls, you always answer. It doesn't matter what age you are and what you're doing.
I try not to, but yet again, she's like 64, 65 years old, and That's the whole reason why we moved to Illinois. So,
Yep.
so Kelia, if you want to roll down XGN, and then Cutter, if you want to roll down VGC. VGC.
All right.
VGA.
XGN is trying a Wolverine, Defiance, KV1, Churchill 3, a Vickr 3001 Heavy, Excelsior, and a Churchill 1.
Interesting.
And VGA is bringing out the bathtub, the S35CA, Tier 5 Chaffee. I like that. 5.4 KV1, KV1S, and a BDR G1B.
Heavy.
Oh. Looks like Dampest Duck just went unrated for a second.
BDR 1G, for its tier, it does get a 90 that does smack people around. I swear it's a 90. Either that or it got to the 90.
It's if not, it's really close because you're looking at between 200, 250
Yeah.
alpha per shot. So.
And then, of course, the S35CA that runs a 105 at that tier, isn't it? Yeah. No, it's a 100 millimeter.
Yeah, it's a deadly tank.
Yeah, 100 millimeter. I mean, the ridicule shrink on it is horrendous. It's real slow, but once you do have the ridicule all the way down, it does. It's a good sniper, and it will put a hell of a wallop on someone at this. I've seen high rolls in high 300s, even low 410s. And I think that was, of course, with the HE round, but yet again at 100 millimeter versus, a Wolverine at this level, or even at a PZ54, that's a big boom because there's not a lot of armor.
Oh,
Yeah, and you can overpen a Wolverine and get its ammo rack too. It's a goner.
No, don't get me wrong. I love my Wolverine. That is probably one of my tier 5, one of my favorite pubber tanks.
Yeah, I second that. I'm big on American.
And then at a tier 6, I still favor the Jackson. I know a lot of people go after the Fury and all that, but Cutter, once we get in here, you can roll down the listing on this. Oh no, you already did. I'm just being crazy.
The Hellcat is definitely the winner on tier 6.
Yeah.
That thing is so fast. You just cannot keep up with it. It's
The only thing I
a
did like
nightmare
over-
of a tank.
I mean, I love my Hellcat. I love the accuracy of the Jackson. I mean, there's so many great, tanks at tier 5. We could go on for days and days with these guys. But here we go. First round on Ensk. Yet again, this is for the new blood. These guys wanting to come out here, get do I guess essentially a test, and what he sets up, shoots off the tracks. Nope, it looks like XGN going to be.
Figure out their plan, I guess, now, and who's pushing the field and who's doing what.
Yeah, looks, for the first time, it looks like XGN's unorganized. VGA's, going across and doing a, kind of a push and then hold scenario where XGN is kind of camping.
So
They
from
don't really have a lot of speed right there either. These guys might cap this out.
Oh, we have a Defiance
from
out
what
there.
From what I've heard internally, a few of us have a friend or two in XGN. They really are trying to find their caller right now, so it could just be different callers.
Excelsior versus PZ54. Excelsior has a low alpha rate, high fire. Really caught out right there. PPM
That reload is crazy.
XG. VGA actually on the lose. Yeah, nope. Now it's tied on the losing end of hit points.
And Wildebeest needed to die though. He can still do damage. It's a working gun.
Well, Hell's Fury needs to be moving up. Excelsior kind of left his buddy not too cool. And now he's going against, this is going to hurt right kind of getting a shot there. But yeah, having this 30H just kind of sit out here in the field, you got to get up there, man. You got to be up there for your team.
Yeah, they spread out too far. They should have stayed closer to each other.
But there, unfortunately, an AT2, even though as strong as it is, it needs backup. It cannot hold its own.
Good one.
Wait a minute. Now, why, yet again, playing a dangerous game here, VK needed to fall back. I'm not harping on either. The Excelsior needed to stay with VK, or VK stayed with the Excelsior. One of the two.
What I've experienced in Austria.
Would normally yeah, I got trophy to burn out. That chappie just gonna go.
So when I was learning to be caller, the one thing I kept doing is when I would die, or when I would be taken out, I would instinctively stop calling. So this could have been a young caller, and then everyone just started deciding going their own way. It takes quite a bit of practice to not do that.
Yeah, it takes sometimes as a caller. It takes just a little bit more, you know. Not everybody is that forward position, and I think a lot of people try.
It is truly a sacrificial position. You're not going to score high when you're a caller, regardless.
Well, I mean, it all depends. I mean, BR Tactics did an amazing, and he would still throw, you know, in a 754 format, he would still throw up, you know, 2,800 damage, which is absolutely insane. So I mean, maybe that some people with that has that focus, you know, does do decently. I mean, unnecessary ramp kill, but it does happen. There you go, Chappie versus KV.
But it was entertaining.
It was. It was very, very entertaining. All right,
We
there
love
go.
you, sir, for doing that.
BDR, look at that, man, coming out over 1,200 damage there. Great job. He was just kind of in the back of the scenes. He stayed in the railroad tracks, taking shots at every angle he could get. Great job, sir. Great job. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. There's a few things with comps. Holy moly, we still have 24 minutes to kill. Ask them if they want to. Does anybody want to ask them if they want to play another one, or at least finish this one out?
Hells, I got it. The faith that runs the place.
Do I?
Very nice.
Now the main important question, is Beaver's face for the radio or for the television?
Bieber's so hot. He could be on the cover of DU. You know what that is? It's damn university. No, he has a he has a face like he could win the. Does anybody remember Al from Home Improvement? Kind of like him.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
He's a cutie. He's a big teddy bear. Now,
Right.
I've always been told I have the face for radio. My wife screams at me and says, "No, you don't." But yet again, she's an impartial judge.
She overheard someone mentioning that on the game chat when we were streaming one time, and she turned around and my wife and she said, I hope they weren't talking about you.
Yeah,
She's very good at knife throwing, by the way, so don't tick her off.
Right.
but yeah, my wife. I don't have a butter face, but it's one of those. I have gray. From kids and everything, I have gray. All these girls, and I bet
Yeah.
Cutter has gray.
Yes, sir.
I hope we didn't add any gray hair to that head of yours.
Oh no! Everything with Wednesday Night Fights, you can see where I grab my hair and pull. I have 2 bald spots, and they just happen to be right there on the front. But it's okay. I was thinning there anyway, so I'm gonna go for the Jean-Luc Picard look, or Patrick Stewart.
There you go.
Perfect.
Welcome everybody there watching the stream. Having a great time here with these new teams coming from, well, for the New Blood tournament, and wanting to make you stand out. We might have to do this more often. Having these fun little tier 5s. Could you imagine a team of like, I don't know, DP or On Your 6, NFTG, TNG, all in tier 5s?
Yes, it will be lovely.
I think it would be just absolute chaos. Oh my goodness! You'd be seeing the Chaffies running around, 2 PZ-54s, 2 Chaffies. Everybody would be skirting around here. They would bust out that little Russian light tank at tier 5.
Yeah.
And
See, that's what I was going to say. The lights have an advantage because of the DPM.
Well, yeah, and just think, I'm really surprised I have not seen a Leopard. That thing is nasty.
A Leopard, a Covenator, definitely the Chaffee, but
Covenanter
what
is
is
so slow, though.
Yeah, it could still get the job done over tier 5. I mean, against the AT2s and I just think that it could still.
I mean, yeah,
It still stand up with the pin.
See, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, yeah, we think about, oh yeah, with tier 5, we're gonna run heavy duty, with the captured KVs and the KV1s and the OIs and all of these. But yet again, like they were saying, that light tank advantage is there. It is for sure there. Here on the tier 5s.
Also, the Su-85 is a real bad tank for this game. It would shred you. What is the alpha on that? 200, 250?
Yeah, and the DPM on it's high. It's super high. The fire rate is
Yep.
pretty intense.
Side scrapes. You'll be very unfortunate to face that tank. Now, it doesn't have a turret, but it'll make up for it. It just needs to shoot twice, and
There's just so many combinations. I think you would definitely see a lot of the chappies, or even the a 2 or 3 pack of the M5A1 Stewarts,
Oh yeah.
with their little 5 round autoloader. Those things are super dangerous into your.
Somebody has cicadas. It sounds
That's
just
what I was.
like I walked outside.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it really safe to allow 3 light tanks like the Stewart running around?
No, we're only allowing
This is
2.
just.
Okay, okay, so
Yeah,
we
it
do
is
have a
only-
limit.
Yeah,
Good.
it is only 2 of each type. And so it's 2 of each premium tank and 2 of each type of the regulars. So it'd be 2
So
chassis.
as
Right.
right, but what about the actual light limit? I mean,
No,
is there a
there is
light
no-
tank limit? So you could legitimately probably have like 2 chappies and 2 M5A Stewarts, or does it still leave you 3 tanks for like a KV 220 and a couple of KV1s, or 2-1 heavy?
Imagine that in proc.
Man,
All right, so
I mean,
here we
basically,
go.
it's going to be kind of like.
XGN looking strong now. Now this looks pretty good. Coming out here, staying on that back line. Using Defiance. Yep, put him right over here in this courtyard area. This is starting to look like the typical meta now for.
It's push, yeah, definitely hills.
T67 out there again at the front. It's impressive.
Pushed in on all of these. Looking away, trying to get around.
There we go, bro.
He does even try to get out there from the right. He's pushing into the left. Now, everybody knows that they have an overmatch now. They should be moving in. All their focus is on the PZ54, BDR, and the capture KD1. Those guys should have been pushing in for PDA to capitalize at that moment in time.
Yep.
Working.
Delete. Ouch, that push was very impressive, very timely.
The matches they were pushed in while they were all looking to, on fire. That didn't help him one
Yeah, when someone pushes boldly like that, you gotta be careful not to turn the wrong way. Everything in your body's gonna tell you to, but that's probably the wrong thing to do. It's okay for that thing to see your behind if 3 other guys are seeing your front.
Sure, Heroes, he didn't need to pull all the way out, buddy. He could have just stayed right back there. There's no reason to push out of there. And that's why he drove right out in the middle of everybody's fire line.
Yeah, and he could have received quite a bit of help from Hellfire too, had he stayed back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you
remember
did
these
that,
these small mistakes, we're not used to seeing them in comp because most of our guys have had quite a bit of experience with this.
Yes. And
I'm sure they're going to have to find the ropes.
oh yeah, and go through the, go over the tapes that we take tonight. Learn. And yet again, I don't want any of these people to think that we're criticizing or doubting or anything like that. Treat us just like you would an NFL commentator. You either like us, you love us, you hate us, you follow us, you click the like, you click the follow, click that subscribe button. I just worked all that together and did my scene in it at the same time.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, the reason I'm contributing to this is when I started watching your videos, my win rate jumped by 300-400 game to game or day to day. So there was a definite improvement. You just don't see this game style from the top like you do in your recordings. So I think it's a benefit to everyone. It doesn't matter if you compete or not.
definitely does kill you.
Alrighty, are we done or? Yeah, the Wit's coming on there. The ELC.
One more.
That ELC to come out.
Going to be serious
Yeah,
dangerous.
that thing's nasty. That's nasty.
The one disadvantage with the ELC is it's not a light tank against light tank unless you get lucky because of that turret. It's very difficult to fight an M5 Stewart. I've had the unfortunate event of facing off with one. You really have to be good with that handbrake. Now, one thing I've noticed is they have beefed up the M7. The M7 can actually match the T67 now. That's a tank to be feared in Tier 5.
Alrighty, we got this last one, and then we're going to be moving on to our next set. Yet again, I want to say hello to everybody. Not leaving out anybody. YouTube, everybody going out there. Thank you for coming out there. Everybody on Twitch, Ustream, my stream. We all stream, and then of course we all stream for Ice Cream. So thank you guys. Yet again, this is part of showing you guys a preview of the Acorn Esports and Wednesday Night Fights presents the New Blood tournament. So hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Get a popcorn, get some beer, get some nachos, get a falafel, get a waffle. We're gonna have some fun here. All right, Killer, Kill You, could you go down VGA and then Cutter? You want to go on HBN?
All right, so VGA is coming with a T67, S35CA, a T34 Panzer 5.4, Sherman 3, KV1, and a Churchill 1.
HCN, M7, a M4, a pair of KV1s, a T14, VK3001H, and the SPG Tier 5 Gorilla.
All right, already coming out.
You know, Gorilla is awesome. Artie, however, for this map, ooh.
Somewhat questionable. Yeah, with the normal meta playing it out in the city, and we'll see though.
Well, yeah.
The Gorilla can still have a couple of lanes.
Yeah, I mean, in these lower tiers that artillery shoots, it's not as far, but it has a really higher arc on it. So instead of driving the shell in,
good.
Yeah, I mean, instead of driving a shell in, it kind of just drops shell in. And for you guys that don't run Tier 10 Artie, I commend you. But if you do run Tier 10 Artie, I don't really care. I do. I haven't done it in about 6 months, but if you go out and look, I'm my 5385, yeah, I'm simply gonna come in it. In like a K worth of battles.
So we're having a little indecision from both sides at the start of this one.
So for this map, I've had quite a bit of luck on the center EF line with the Artie. These two dunes here will kind of cover you from the front advancing enemy, which they are advancing towards that area. You can pick them out, and you can click left and right.
Yeah, and that's where I would run my batch at Artie if we ended up on have ended up on this map before in a pub. Get up there in the EF1, 2, EF0 line, and just slowly drop the bombs in. Just let them rip.
And we've been unfortunate enough to see this map quite a bit in NB. This is a pack map. You got to stay close. You got to stay in that city. I'm concerned about XGN being so spread out, especially out in the open.
Yeah, that Hellfire right there, completely out in the open. If he gets tracked, he's going to be SOL, but he might get lucky here. Hell's Fury really pushing out there. I wish he would slide back. He's been really pushing out one way all by himself. trying to give
Yeah,
you crap
sometimes
there,
it's hard
Hal.
to.
But
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to keep the reins on some of these guys.
Yeah, the callers are just trying to find their ropes. I'm pretty sure that what I've heard, they are really trying to find their caller right now. And when you're trying to go through that, too many people, too many cooks in the kitchen, right?
7
Yeah.
pounced on VGA. Just coming in, perfect fire lines there with their teams. Blueberry taking on
They
Pizza
lost the
Eater.
Panzer 5-4.
Wow. No wonder.
Look at the right.
Fury's gonna have to move if he's gonna actually help his team and get any flanking shots. 'Cause they're way around the corner. And he's looking for an avenue.
And Ford so nasty running that dirt cannon, hitting someone for over 300. Yet again, it can't take a whole lot of damage. XGN right now
Was that the Audi?
So,
Yeah, was that the Audi that took out Ice Anchor?
I think that was, yes. If I could get that quick P67 out of there. Smart move. XGN now ahead on the cannons.
It's almost reloaded.
Wow, look at how good
Yeah.
they I think the XGN though, they flexed
Oh.
really well. They flexed and rotated.
Yeah, the Panzer 5-4 running in front of the M4 was a bad idea. On top of that, the T-34 that was with the Panzer kept charging the M4 and their KV-1 and T-14. That was a bad move on VGA's part. It lost him 2 pretty significant tanks for DPM-wise.
Very coming in with that T-14. Doesn't hit for a whole lot, but it has really good DPM.
Oh, Artie.
And they
got it.
took it.
I think
Perfect.
Artie
May have
had
lost this one,
maybe
but we'll
3
be
kills
back.
that game. Actually, just worked out.
Yeah,
Well,
clickers
I mean,
always
one, but
win.
Still, 1,000 damage.
1,000 damage.
Yeah, look at
Yeah,
that
I mean,
damage. That's very impressive.
How many shells did he fling out?
9 and
See here?
4, not
9,
too bad.
4, not too bad. Got some good splash damage. Alright guys, so that's the end of that one. So we're going to take a quick break for about 6 minutes to let these teams rile up in here. So go ahead and get something to drink. Yeah, unless you already have something, then we'll get back to another beer. So I hope that means, yep, get back, go ahead, gotta go on down and go grab another one. Or how about this, running low on some of your supplies, candies, snacks, cheese. Head on over to acornesports.com. Turn all over the music for you guys.
Now Beaver gets to enjoy the one ultimate power of a bouncer.
Do we know what format SKB is going to run? Probably a
I believe
761.
it's 761.
Nice.
Alright, I'll be right back, guys.
That was still a good showing. I think XGN take away some good experience from this, and that'll be the biggest thing for them. There is an importance of such that you need to go ahead and go into YouTube or Wednesday Night Fights or WGL and watch out some of these teams that are Unicom and Super Unicom strategize and rotate and stuff like that. Take a lot away from that.
Yeah, even if you are a caller on a game and you had a great game, if you go out and view the play on YouTube post after the night is over. It's amazing what you'll learn. It doesn't matter how good a caller you are, you missed something, I guarantee you. Yeah, Cutter knows about that.
Exactly, for sure. That window can be really small. Like if you're 15 seconds late, it might cost you 3 tanks. So.
Oh yeah. It did cost us actually 3 tanks when we were facing you guys the first time. Left turned right, and they took too long to come to the overmatch. You survived a little longer than you should have, fortunately.
Well, you know, it doesn't matter what you talk about in the training room. You might want to get your initial starting spots or something like that, but you can always guarantee that 90 seconds into the battle, whatever plan you thought was going to be perfect for it to work out, you're going to end up having to do just about the opposite. So.
Oh yeah, I actually run a very long leash with my guys when I'm calling. They have to correct for me. It's 6 of them versus 1 of me. I can't think like they can 6 collectively, so usually we allow quite a bit of correction.
Now, are we seeing the combined forces tonight between 12 Panzer and 36 Panzer, or is it just supposed to be 12 Panzer only? I think I read something earlier in the week on Discord about it.
Unsure. Looks like it's a mixture.
Big showing by both teams. Well, I'm ready to see some 761. Oh wait, I like the 77 to 735 format. There's just a giant amount of tanks that are good. It could be paired up to use in different combinations. It's pretty much endless right there. I expect though, possibly before the tournament's up, to see a couple of Chafees, 2 Chafees and 2 T67s become a constant with a couple of KV1s or something like that.
Yeah, there's a couple of tanks that are going to become a constant. I actually honestly think the OIs are going to be very powerful. I would not want to face an OI with any of my tier 5s unless I'm in OI.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's gonna be the light tanks death wish right there for sure.
Now, was tier 5 for the Czech the tank that was really powerful, or was that 4 or 6? I know
you're right. I think the tier 5 is the last of them. I think it's the 3-round autoloader.
Yeah, and if tier 5 is that one with a beast autoloader, that could prove wrecking. Although it may be 4. It's been a while since I've had that tank, so. But one thing I liked is the last 3 games that the New Blood teams played today, they started rotating tanks and trying new setups, and that was important. So I hope they learned something from that. And if they watch their games on YouTube or Twitch, they'll be able to see quite a different perspective and understand why some things worked or didn't work.
Alrighty, guys.
I do believe that's the tier 5 does get to 75 mil too. So I mean, you're talking about an average of 110 damage, 120 damage and a 3-shot burst, and that's just massive in a Tier 5 game.
All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to go talk to one of the other big admins of Wednesday Night Fights, and that is, well, Lady Death. She is starting to handle a lot more information to allow me to get, i.e., the rankings done, also the website, so I can finish it up as much as I can, and so we're gonna be having her, and
for the website, I'll try and join a meeting whenever you guys are having one, or whenever you're working on it. Send me a Discord message if I'm available. I may try and help.
oh, I guess apparently they updated the rules. Why did they put in 3 of 1 tank?
Ooh. That's deadly right there. I mean, that gives you the ability to
What's that? They're
run 3 Chaffies.
really low, buddy.
That gives you the ability to run 3 Chaffies in a tier 5 match. That's just
That's stupid.
That's
That
crazy.
is stupid powerful. Or 5 ELCs, or having the 3 ELCs and 3 Chaffies. That's OP. That's way overpowered. That's like allowing 3 E4s in a 768 format.
right. Yeah, that's just too much.
It's too much. That's why originally I thought I wouldn't. Well, you were there when we were doing the rules.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
in mind, we're kind of rusty on low tiers. We probably completely missed the fact that the lights are going to be so overpowered.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I knew about this going in, and I mean, I literally had everything drawn up pretty much in my head within the first 2 days, and everything got put on paper within the 4, and then we got the rules taken care of a month ahead of schedule.
Very nice.
So I mean, and then we had that revisement. So, all right, let's get on to the good. On the good end of everything, we got 2 solid place silver division teams here. 36 Panzer and SKB.
I haven't seen 12 Panzer or 36 Panzer play very much yet, so I'm interested to watch and see what they come up with on Westfield.
Yeah, I know they've been pretty busy over there on the UGCC tournament. They did pretty good over there, and of course SKB busy also here on Monday night on Meltdown Mondays, and also in the Conquest of North America. See, I think I'm gonna put in. What would you guys think on that conquest? I have the conquest of North Africa, kind of like the British. You'd have the British and the Americans against the Germans. I think that one would be pretty fun across.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
12 Panzer coming out with a pretty interesting lineup with the AMX 1390, a Centurion 71, IS-3, E75, and a trio of Conquerors.
SKB rolling out typical meta here-ish. So we got a Bulldog, T-54, E-50, T-10, STI, E-75, and a Conqueror dog from every city. Interesting roll. Westfield, this is going to be brutal on the E-75 and the Conquerors, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to
Let's see
spend
what
at least
these guys-
4 minutes on travel time.
Hopefully they don't get spawned all the way behind the windmill as well.
shout out to Limey. Holding right now the cheer record, being held at 1,000. J-Man had it before him with 999. So, big shout out to Limey. Thank you, sir, for the awesome cheers. And remember, guys, if you have Amazon Prime, that means you get Twitch Prime for free. So, if you could go over there with your Twitch Prime account, you do get one free subscribe. You could throw that over there on the subscribe button for us, so the community, all profits go back to the community, i.e. beaver hunts, or the giveaway pricing for viewers, the $10 cards, the $5 cards that we give away for pricing for tankers, and stuff like that. So please definitely hit us up on YouTube and on Twitch and give us that subscribe. Also about that, Beeves trying to get the WNF forum pinned. If you give a big help there to Beaver and help him out with that forum, so we can get that forum pinned up to the top, that would be amazing, and I know you would make Beaver's life a whole lot easier.
That was a big spot that Bulldog just got 3 or 4 of their members.
Yeah, I mean, keeping them lit up, going all the way up. Ooh, that was nasty.
Big kid, that's a...
That
yeah, that's a dangerous
T-54
spot
should have
for a
known he was
54.
there.
Yeah.
It was nasty.
It's like the E75 and the ST1 are still trying to get to the fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long, arduous task of only doing 19 to 20 kilometers an hour the entire way up. Now, if you would have thought, here's a scenario on this map, if both teams are willing to entertain this, run 350s, and while it's no problem, there's nothing wrong with running those conks. Throw out 3 E50s, Breezy just get annihilated from where he's at, cross-shotted from a lot of different directions. There he goes, but, yeah, just humor it. Check it out. Run those E50s on here. They can run up and be up there just kind of like what that Bulldog did. Just nighttime punish them while they're marching up the hill, and then you got them stuck.
I'm interested on what's happening between the Centurion 7-1 and the E50. He's punishing that E50 for everything he has.
Landry going down here, trying to do an overwheel shot here. Landry really pushing up. He's not getting punished just quite yet because everybody else is punishing Tankmaster and Shadow Place. There's a good round. Nafu getting
He goes down.
Yeah, they're about to go ahead and just push this conqueror in the middle now. I think they'll end up clearing out the city.
1390's now reloaded. He can fly, do a quick drive-by, and
not with that Centurion. Yeah. Yep, game.
Yeah, I don't know if you would fill me on this, Cutter, but running 3 50s, 2 T10s, and like an AMX 120.
Right. That would definitely work on Woodsville.
Yeah.
You definitely need the mobility and then the burst damage that you can get from the 5120. I think you're right on.
TK Ninja doing a great job with that long reload coming out of that Centurion 7-1, pulling in 3K damage. Cranky Degree, 2150. And then over there, Landrew with that conch was able to get something going. SKB having a hard time, but there we go. 36 Panzer taking the lead. Right outside the gate.
Yeah, I'm
It's
actually
kind of a
impressed how well that Centurion did. I thought they were just an average tier 9 medium.
Well, I mean, it's one of those. Um, it has a really long reload time compared to the rest of the other tier 9 mediums. So, I mean, ooh, but this would be nasty on this map also. 3 E50s, 2 Bat Chat APs, and a T10. That would be nasty. With the Bulldog kicker.
yeah.
The
Burst
problem
damage
with the
from it.
Bat Chats here, they have nice burst damage, but they can get alpha'd out without ever emptying 1 or 2 rounds from their clip. I've seen it happen. It's happened to my team. We've done it to others. Anything open with a Bat Chat, you got to be really careful how you apply it.
Well, I mean, it's one of the. It's. I think it's definitely one of those, depending on the tanker. I mean, there's some of those Bat Chat some of the Bat Chat drivers that are just absolute. I've seen Anarchy take on 2 different tanks, go in there, do the dance, and empty the clip, and able to pull out and still not affect him, and then be able to go back in, finish off the one tank, let his teammate get a shot into the other tank, dump the clip, and let the let the teammate get the kill the kill shot, or vice versa. With that Bat Chat EP is so versatile in so many ways. It can literally chill, let the heavies do their job, battle it out, keep the APs off to the side, prepared, ready to strike. Once you get down, say four tanks down within 600 life, those bats come in, ping, 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 done. And their clips reloading, but those 2 just took out half the team in a matter of less than 10 seconds.
No, you're right. It really depends on the caller and how aggressive you are. You know, when On Your 6 started, that's exactly how we called. I would just wait, you know, with a bunch of high alpha and high DPM mediums, and just wait. And as soon as I found out that you were split and what group was where, we would pounce right then. The 7 tanks all in. Then they get the circle ability of the Bat Chats is a lot better. They're able to concentrate.
We have to deal with that quite a bit from Nightmare. They're very good with their mediums. So whenever we're practicing with them, we're very heavy friendly clan, so it's a mismatch between the 2 of us. It can get pretty entertaining when that's occurring. So now we have a bunch of heavy. We have a bunch of heavy tankers that can pick a Bat Chat from like a mile away.
There you go. You gotta have it. It definitely takes some experience with your guys. You know, you all have to be comfortable together to have 3 tanks circling too. You know, make sure no one's running into each other and blocking shots and everything else. So.
Alrighty. SKB, decent lineup. Bulldog, Paraconx, E50, STI. You gotta love the E50. It's a staple. Even because Westfield, Beaver, I know you can't really talk, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think Westfield was on the WCL listing, wasn't it?
I don't really know.
I can check in a minute.
There's another map that was just like this one, but all you would see out of the Immortals, and then it would be those. I mean, it's interesting now to see what WCL is going to come up with, and yet again, we'll have that format once WCL decides what formats it would like to run and practice. Wednesday Night Fights will offer that for the training for teams to train for WCL on here because of the new arena. And the reason I say that is it's going to be hard to regulate a lot of things because you can't run a 761 the way I understand. You can't do it. The way the arena works, it's 8 to 10. So you can't have 6.9s and 1.7 anymore. But you would have to have.
Yeah, Hills actually.
Go ahead.
For a lot of these guys that are training real hard for the 761 format for the WCL, the latest talk has been that there's about a 90% chance that the WCL is going to actually run a 768 format this year. So,
That'd be
we'll
awesome.
look into it. I would love that. But I know there's a lot of people out there that's been training 761 for a long time now.
I mean, a 768, I know the way we run it is very successful. It's not OP.
Right.
I mean, and it's one of those things. It's proven. It's been proven, and it's been ran into the ground. And and typically the team that runs the waffle loses. It's a one-trick pony.
Oh yeah.
And it gets outspotted, and and it just the only scenario that the waffle is ever good. Urban setting, and you come around a corner and there's a waffle, and then you're dead. And then the waffle gets surrounded and absolutely demolished.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
even a pack of 2 or 3 waffles all together, my guys still just salivate at the mouth, wanting to get in there and get those.
Oh yeah, and even then, I mean, say, all right, so people are running waffles. I'm gonna run chieftains. I'm gonna hesh you to death.
Yeah.
Or 1183. I mean,
There you go.
and that's, and in all honesty, it's one of those things. I mean, 1183, the turret's been buffed, and so a lot of people in Waffens. Let's go down the team listings really fast. SKB coming up with a Bulldog, E50, D10, STI, E75, and a pair of conks. Kill you, run down 12 pans and 36 pans, please. Okay, never mind. Cutter, go ahead.
We got an AMX 1390, a Centurion 7.1, IS3, a T10, and 3 pack of Conquerors.
Alrighty, here we go. But yeah, no, it's yet again one of those saying a lot of people with the Waffens, RBRT it. And if you're frontally looking at a 183, you have a pretty good chance of bouncing.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say it, but if they try to run through Battle Arena right now, though, with the no-take limits, unless they just, have the guys basically send a whole crap load of screenshots back, you know what I mean, proving each game, man, this is going to be a huge meta more for a 3-pack of E4s and, 2 or 3 bat chats and maybe a random medium or a random heavy, but it's going to be a huge, just probably the staple, honestly, whenever it comes to 768, if they can't figure out a way to limit the tank selection.
Well, I mean, they could do it in the rules. Writing it into the rules be okay. I think they would be safe. It's going to be interesting to say, because this would be our first WCL, WCT, WCL type scenario that we can't have that off kilter. You can't even run 754. Because yet again, it's 8 through 10, and then before that it's what, 5 through 7. So
I think so.
So it's going to be interesting. It's going to change a lot of formats, and I'm hoping for the 768. A lot of teams have been practicing for the 768. So yeah, we're going to be. All right, Vikings going up. He's going to spot up Donk there. Now this is a kind of an interesting position. If one of those light tanks would have rushed over and decided to take on Bulldog versus 1390. Call Bulldog? With that 1390 with that. The Bulldog has the better cannon.
The guy driving Donk, though, he was extremely productive last game in 1390, so we would see.
Snafu already taking damage.
I think that I think that the Centurion 7-1's gun depression is what's really helping him out up there on those ridges right now.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes we play the unobvious tanks because of that gun depression. M103 can help too.
Andrew Carlston, I don't like it looks like they're okay, so they're going to try to go for a quick back. Ooh, Vikings going down very quickly. Nice double tap. Do you per se take the city, or would you hold off like 12 Panzer's doing? Bleed them out, stay out of the metro, bleed them out, then rush in.
I think so. As long as you keep having shots into the cap to keep getting a reset. Right now, Breezy has all the points, so.
With those tanks, they are going to get quite a few shots because none of them have gun depression. They cannot stand back on that flag. They have to come up. Well, other than the Conqueror.
I've seen a lot of ammo racks in this place. I think the STI is permanently ammo rack.
Yeah, Breezy actually took a shot too, so.
12th Panzer is doing a very good job at dividing the damage taken.
But the health, in all honesty, Volcom is only 1% more healthy than SKB.
Yeah. I don't know if that was the best trade for 12 Panzer right there or not.
Oh, Breezy with his turn around backwards. Snafu with his Z50 still doing a decent job. Tank Master, he can get angled off right. 75 is calm, but I mean, as long as Tank Master can keep his armor angled, he might have a chance. Snafu there taking out Donk.
Yeah, they should have lost that 1390.
There you go, Tank Master. Keep him broadside, looking at Snafu. And then over here,
Get that reload.
J-Dog doing an amazing job locking up this 3-on-7-1 and the IS-3. So the E-50 and the E-75 can take out this C-Rack. Alright, here we go.
Wow, this is close.
I think Tank Master's done. He's ammo wrapped and he's back with buttons.
There goes Ninja.
Oh,
Earning his name.
That was the shot that Snafu had to have right there.
Yes, it was.
As long as SpongeBob pushes him. Well, now TK Ninja. Yeah, I didn't think that's what you really wanted to do. Wow.
Wow, Snafu coming
Great
in with a
save.
clutch.
Wow, that was impressive.
Snafu coming clutch, 43.90. Oh my god!
And that's
great
why you
job.
don't ram. That's why you don't ram the 50. You just don't. I did that. I made that mistake on the 2v2. We were facing a couple of guys from the Immortals, I think, and my T10 took 400 or 500 damage to his 100 or 200.
Great job at pulling the Snafu, pulling it back for SKB, tying the series up.
Look at that 4K damage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Very well played.
I just want to remind everybody, YouTube and also on Twitch and all your mobile devices, remember to go into settings, click that quality button, take it off auto, pump it all the way up. Take her all the way up 1080p. For your 4K devices, go on in there, pump it up. I know Tanks only runs at a 720p, but you can have the output. I do run it out with the output of going up to the 4K limit. Actually, wait a minute. No, right now I have it toned down for my family. So they'd be able to because I pull a lot of bandwidth when I start cranking it up.
4K.
And the kids wanted to watch some movies tonight. All right, so here's a little bit of a change up. Donk now coming out with, instead of the 1390, coming out with a T54. I do like that change, though.
Definitely.
I'm just learning my light tanks. They're impressive little machines.
They are. I mean, even at for its tier against other light tanks, it's still super bouncy. I mean, you can't. Sometimes you really can't RBRT that 54 lightweight. It's you get a lot of auto bounces, or it getting caught up in the round getting caught up in the tracks.
Well, in comp play as well, Hills, there's a lot of heat that goes into those tracks as well. So, just a great tank.
Yeah, I remember back in the heydays, WCT2, WCT1, WCT2, the 54 was the go-to tank. You know, it was it and the AMX Chaffee, and you would have the rest of the little fillers in there, the 1390, stuff like that. But the 54, it was the go-to.
Yeah, it was your medium, your staple. Your 54 lightweight, your 32s, and your IS3s.
Yes. And then the 110 started to make notice. Really good being behind your IS3s. Its DPM, very, very good. The armor is just not as good close up, I would say, as the IS3, but at a distance, that 110 was pretty awesome as long as you get to cover up that low plate.
Right, that for sure. And then running the 32s with the 90 mil.
Yes, I mean 90 mil running straight prems, that thing, and that was one of my functions, the ETC and also in Peril. If we had a T32 map, they wanted me in my 32 with my 25 per crew running vents and everything I can. It's just nasty. The reload time, and
Oh yeah.
It's stupid knowing, like my T32, I'd be cranking out 3,200 damage, going up to, and that's pretty insane at a tier at a 754 format. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. That's a lot of damage.
But it's one of those,
Especially from.
Go ahead, sir.
Oh, especially from a 90 mil. That's not 10 pins. That's a good 16, 17 pins per match. So.
Well, yeah, and then in the 754 format, the T32 is the most expensive tank to run because of that 90 mil. You're just 4,800, 4,800, 4,800, and you're like, oh my god. Sorry.
See, when I played the T32, the turret hadn't been upgraded yet. It still had that soft turret. So going from a T29 to a T32 that everything can pen. At one point, I was preferring my T29 on Tier 8 battles over my T32.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Right now, I have to give a shout out to the people hosting us right now. So we got the XGN community, King Sticky in the UGCC community, Limey, Acid Fiend, Paradox, TLP Krispy Kreme, Kaiser, TLP TV, WOT Plan Wars, TVDL 2000, Weasel, J-Man. A lot of people definitely throwing it out there. Thanks for coming out and watching. So I want to say thank you to everybody coming out. All right.
SKB changed it up a little bit. Yep.
Go ahead, guys. Kill you if you want to run down SKB, and then Cutter, you want to take the other.
All right, SKB is coming out with a M41 Bulldog, a pair of E50s, a T10, STI, and a pair of E75s.
12th Panzer is running a T-54 lightweight, the IS-3, E-75, a trio of Conquerors, and a WZ 1-4.
Alrighty, guys, sounds great. Here we go. First round on Ensk. Make sure I have the scoreboard up. We're good on that. Make sure everything else is lined up. I don't want to be screwing up this. Again,
It's gonna be.
Go ahead.
It's gonna be real interesting to see where all these heavies get spawned. They got a lot of slow movers, so hopefully they can make the tracks before
Yeah.
the 7-0 line gets pushed.
Well, yeah, and with the speed right there, Snafu and Big Kev, and then Breezy lining up, aiming down the... I just don't understand the 3 Conqueror pick. You don't need gun depression on this map.
There is one place you could potentially push with gun depression. It's 9-0.
Yeah, but, I mean, the fight's not really going to be out won or lost out there, though. I mean, it's going to... yeah, I mean, you could do some side scraping with the Conk, but the Conk has gleaming huge faults for side scraping. One being the turret ring. Very, very easily to be penned. But, I mean, would you elect to have the WZs and the T10s? And an E75?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the T10s all the way.
I mean, and the WZ, all it is a harder hitting T10. It gets more,
Right.
It gets more high rolls on that cannon because it is running that 130 mil that comes on the IS. No, they changed it out, didn't they? 54 now running.
There he goes. Donk is in trouble. There he goes.
Yeah.
Losing that light is going to hurt him. They have no eyes now. It's very hard to spot across those tracks if you're in those buildings. I've paid for it before. They're gonna get hurt. They're gonna lose their light.
Yep. Nice double
It may
tap.
just be a fair trade.
Vikings, you can't hide there, man. Now you did. He tried to hide. That is not a hiding spot. Breezy getting a good shot.
Yeah.
But of C-Rex.
I like what SKB making their push right there onto the cap, you know, because they know everybody's lit right now, so they know that all of their heavies, or at least all of them but one, are rotating over to try to chase the E50s.
27
Might be a
seconds
little
left
too
on the
late by the
clock.
time these guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, Dan, the car guy, is the only one there. He's gonna have to rush in. Because right now, 23 seconds down on the clock. And now you wanna...
But that overmatch on the E50s, it's costing.
Yeah, but yet again, though, I mean, everybody, like, Cranky Degree is beat up. That's one of those things. These guys are lined up now, ready. 75 slamming into the side, and then the SPI Breezy on the left. But they're not looking, it's going to be hurtful. Watch
Oh.
these. 1, 2.
I don't think Shadow Blades didn't have any of the cap points, though. Most of it is Tank Master and Breezy.
Focus them now. 12 seconds left. Come in and put some rounds into another person. And Landon Carlson has none of the no points on the board either. So now
There's a 500 goal.
I'm impressed how well Tank Master is handling it. He has not lost his points yet. Up, he just did. I jinxed him.
Oh, no.
Get the fight. Snappy taking too far out. He should have circled back and went.
Safety needs to go off now. Yeah, it needs to go all in. There's no point in holding back. They need the guns. Keep it that way.
Tank Master deep. Yeah, you have to land the shot right there.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up on my country. You're unangling your arm.
Yeah, it's done.
Get a break.
Sadly, that E50 took quite a bit to come around.
Yeah, that
There he is. I don't think there's clutching this one.
yeah, I don't think Snafu can help it. And there it is, coming in, another high roll.
Yep.
The WZ is
May have
just
lost this one, but we'll be back.
a beast of a tank.
It side scraped very well. That's something that the E75 lacks. You expose that under chassis, it's so easy to shoot at it from the side of buildings.
So over there on the 12-pan side, TK did get the 4300, and then 16 and 11 out of the other Conquerors. Dan, the car guy, I would call him the hero the day for those guys. He tried to keep the cap timer down as low as he could. And he was able to get in and out, so he pretty much throwing in 3K damage. Snafu with his E50, 3133. But yet again, Snafu shouldn't have took the long route to Albuquerque. He should have done the Bugs Bunny route.
Yeah, the moment they turned around and looked away from him, he could have either delayed and sacrificed, or he could have just started shooting from behind them. And just that little delta would have helped a lot.
Yet again, we're still not done. Hey, Beav, what's our third in match tonight? I'm wondering if Beav is... Oh, there he is.
I'm drawing a blank. Hang on. And it's I for Now versus BK.
That ought to be a good match.
Can't be putting me on the spot like that when I'm all doped up on cough medicine.
SKB coming out really quick.
Yeah. What did they change in their lineup? I know that they have two Conquerors now. I guess they dropped a E50.
Yep, they dropped an E50 and set in extra conch 1T10 STI E75. I mean, Tank Master was putting in a good job at that E75. So
He did use the other tanks very well to hide behind them. Yeah, that's actually a working tactic. If it works, don't change it.
all right, guys. So in between after the end of this match and going on to the next, we are going to have our moment of silence for everybody that is being affected by all the hurricanes. That was affected still. Don't forget Houston. Don't forget Eastern Texas and Western Louisiana. The water's starting to recede out. People are starting to go home and realize they have nothing left. They have no toothbrushes. They don't have all the old photos of the family. No more. Those are gone. All your memorabilia that you do have. A lot of people didn't have time to grab, say, i.e. their valuables. They lost if the wife and them were sleeping. I know a lot of people were sleeping when the water rushed in. They could have lost, say, that grandmother's ring, or all of that. So we will be doing a 24-hour stream. We're waiting to see what happens to Irma. I'm going to be bringing in a whole bunch of people. It's going to be a 24-hour stream. It either of gameplay, us being on tanks, stuff like that. So we'll be having that moment of silence, and then later on date for maybe you should have just held on one more moment, and I could have ran down the tanks. Just wanted to express everything that will be coming up. All donations. I'll be running the Red Cross donations for that. So every donation would go right into the Red Cross Foundation. to help these families that did lose everything. Yet again, so we're here really fast. I'll just do it really fast because those guys did it. So over on 12 pan, 36 and 12 pans, T54 Light, IS3, E75, trio of Conquerors, and a WZ-111-14. SKB running with the Bulldog, one E50, a pair of T10s, STI, and a pair of Conks. Boogity boogity, let's go tanking.
I hope we see some magic from those T10s. It is my favorite tank. For this map, I would take 2 IS-3s over a spotting tank, especially with the flag where it is. I have never liked the light tank in this map. There's really no point. You can spot with heavies, basically.
Cutter, you also being a fellow caller, what's your call on the light tank scenario?
I'm more a fan of the Bulldog, but I don't know on this map. On this map, honestly, I might actually try something a little bit different, and I would probably run a couple of Tier 9 Bad Chats and then fill in with maybe a 32 or a IS-3
And see
with the Tier 8s.
Yeah, that's where I would be sitting. I'll run a pair of Bad Chat APs, and then for that Tier 7, bring it in. I would do something crazy. Go ahead and bring in, like it would be back in the scenario like a KV-85, or so it would be something off the wall. I mean, the bad. Really making it easier. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't mean to stop mid-sentence, but I'm trying to watch. 54 needs to get that armor forward. There you go. There you go. Get that armor forward. That's where I'm going, Anthem. Now he needs to get out of there because Snafu's going to be coming right. Turn broadside right when he got in front of Snafu. So that'll wait to get singled out there, guys. SpongeBob and PK. Go ahead, Cutter.
No, I think it was Kill. Go ahead, Kill.
Yeah, T10 is getting wrecked. It's lost most of its health. He's not side scraping. You have to side scrape the T10, or otherwise it's just a medium. I'm surprised they haven't taken him out yet. He's doing a lot of damage. That's a dangerous gun.
Taken down. House of
Oh,
Dada.
E75 just got wrecked.
Yeah, and he had to pop a repair kit on there. Breezy, RBRT. Shame.
He's gonna get focused out by Breezy though, because the 1-4 isn't paying attention.
Yeah, there we go.
I have seen Breezy. I've seen Breezy for the last minute just walk circles around 12 Panzer with. He's one shot. He was one shot this whole time. There he goes. I think they heard me.
Snafu coming in now. There you go. Good shot. Downside of the Wheezy, if everybody's wanting to know, it has a little bit different angling about the front armor, so you really have to work it. And it can side scrape. Oh, nice double tap.
Good focus.
But now Kev can come in, delete him. Oh, don't pull on in front of the conch. Alright, let's watch this in real time. No scoreboards. No nothing. Camera right up here.
Oh, side scrape. It's hard to side scrape. They're coming from both sides in this case. You can correct for one, but then the other one can start taking over the alley. There he goes. It happened.
I would have not pulled out in that scenario. I would have been like, hey, pull back. Go to the one line. Back up into that one line. Side scrape out there. Make that conch turn around. And then, but yet again, hindsight's 20/20. We can only do what we can do. So, House of Dada doing the identical set amount of damage that SKB J-Dog did. Coming out of his Conquer, That's a rarity. That's a glitch in the Matrix.
Right.
Big Kev,
It's a message.
you must stop streaming. Okay. Off.
Very well played right there by both teams. So that could have actually gone either way.
Yeah, it really
It was
could have.
a very close match.
So Ninja coming in with his Conquer 3678. Great job, guys. And that's it, right? That was 3-1.
I think so.
All right. Well, let's see here. What do we got? Looks like we have some pretty good chat still going on in there. My YouTube guys, I want to say thank you for everybody that it was that's coming out. You guys are awesome. Also, across the board, I want to say thank you to everybody watching. So we're gonna go ahead and do this last little bit. We're gonna do this moment of silence. This moment of silence yet again for all the victims that have passed away. In Texas and also western Louisiana, and then now with Irma coming on her way, getting ready to slam into Miami, and then also all the loss of life in Cuba, down there in the islands, and Puerto Rico and all that. So yet again, from the bottom of my heart out to all these families. I know you're probably not watching because, well, you have better things to do. But if you do watch this later on in the archive, here's your guys's. We'll give you guys one minute of silence. Alrighty, there we go. Yet again, thoughts and prayers out to everybody. All right, so what are you guys thinking of tonight?
It's been very interesting and not a dull moment.
The 735 format was a little bit more interesting than what I thought it would be. I thought that it might be a little bit slow, but definitely a lot of guys ready to just get in there and slug it out, man. I'd like to see that.
I do like to think both of those teams, they're very effective at picking tanks. There's no wait time. It's something we can learn from, right?
Definitely, for sure. This is going to be BK versus Ivor and I. It's got to be actually a really good battle too.
I'm learning. So, especially from the last game, both those being Silver Team. We all know that NB has been trying everything they can to get out here, play, and earn the points so that we can eventually start competing against these teams.
Awesome, man. I think you guys are ready. You guys just need a couple more wins.
Oh yeah. Also, we're pretty fortunate with a few new recruits that are coming in. They're looking forward to joining our team. So hopefully we can really make some improvements as a team.
Awesome.
But it's amazing the amount of strategy that comes out of every single match. You remember, as you said earlier, we all know that the best strategy, the moment you engage, it just falls apart. So
It's good to see I'm great. Are you in here? He's always always active in the chats every night that we're on.
yeah, so some updates on Irma. Unfortunately, I may be facing some of the storm coming from that hurricane. Probably the southern tip of Florida will start experiencing tropical storm wind speeds tomorrow morning, as early as noon probably, and then they'll start seeing hurricane level tomorrow night and through most of Sunday. The northern sides of Florida will probably experience hurricane winds around Monday and Monday night. So it will be a very stressful 48 hours for the entirety of Florida. I don't know if any of you saw the news, but evacuating over 5 million people is a challenge. At one point,
Sure.
gas stations on the highway were running out of fuel. Can you imagine having to drive 300 miles, which is the typical range to most vehicles on the road today, just to find out that the gas station is out of gas, and there's a hurricane 2 days behind?
It's crazy.
But thankfully, the Florida governor stepped in and made sure that every gas station had the appropriate routes to refuel and everything. So thankfully, anyone that needed to get out has gotten out. I don't know if there's any stragglers or people that couldn't make it out, but I hope they made it to a shelter. But yeah, hurricanes are not something you want to mess with. They're forces of nature that we cannot control or understand, honestly. We just hope that our simulations are kind of close to reality.
Right? Looks like we're still waiting on BK to getting into the room. I'm actually about to go to bed myself. Like you, I'm just trying to wait around till Hills gets back.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna stay because I don't think I have anything important tomorrow. We're just waiting for the storm.
Man.
At some point, I'll go offline, and I don't have internet or power.
Do you have
And
kids?
no, thankfully not.
Okay,
It's just
okay.
right now it's me and my wife, and her parents are in my house, and then my dad is about 5 minutes away from here with mom and his his mother, my grandma.
Nice.
We
Nice.
call her mama, even though I'm an old man now, or getting there.
Great.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
Most buildings in Florida are rated for 110 miles to 120 miles an hour, so we should be fine in theory.
yeah. You guys pretty much have to for insurance reasons, right?
Oh yeah, it's insurance
Like for
reasons. It's
building
just
code
good
and stuff.
sense. Good sense. We
Yeah.
expect this to be happening every few years. You wouldn't be able to live in the area if you didn't have the right technology. I mean, really, Florida leads the country when it comes to wind speed endurance, as far as new constructions, and I would say California probably leads the country when it comes to earthquake endurance. It's not always a bad idea to have these states that have to endure these hardships, because you're going to have to somewhere else as well. And science has to advance. We need to learn more, and engineering has to improve every day. We cannot stay static.
For sure. For sure. Is this going to be a 761 format, or are these guys going to run a 735?
I think it's 735.
Okay. I was going to say,
Perfect.
this is a very interesting map selection for 761. A tiny map for tier 9s.
I like the 735. I want to see more of this. I have a feeling if I asked Cutter, he would volunteer his entire crew to play 735 with
Oh,
us.
man. I'll tell you what. It would almost... It would probably be a little bit more against you guys, but yeah, I would probably just let the leashes off of them and just let them run around and have fun, because it's definitely a super fast tier, or once you get into using the OIs, man, just extremely derpy with a lot of quick reloads, man.
I gotta warn you though, a few of our guys love seal clubbing when they're bored. So we're gonna have quite a few 3 mark tanks on that tier level.
Exactly. No. So I've played across all three platforms. I played on PC, I played Blitz, and I played on console as well now. So, man, Sunday mornings, real early in the morning, yeah, that's what we used to do. Go out in a pack of tier 5s or tier 6s and just mutilate just about everybody.
Yeah, we had a couple of games where it was 4 of us and we basically killed the entire enemy team. Not basically, we killed the entire enemy team. I think it's
Right.
only 1 of my or 2 of my crucial contributions was on a tier 5, sadly.
Hmm. Usually BK's pretty good about getting in here.
Yeah, they know they're coming in, right? I hope.
Yeah, I think this has actually been set up for more than just a couple days.
Well, to be fair, usually they join 5 or 10 minutes late by now. Typically we run late, but XGN and forgot the other initials. VGA, XGN and VGA were phenomenal at picking tanks. I honestly really appreciate both those teams coming up and finishing so quickly. So it's uncommon that we're on time at this hour.
Right?
You
Do
gotta
this
remember
map for tier
though,
5.
Beaver's running the room. Beaver gets them going.
There you
Oh,
go.
is that what it is? Cutter, he's saying we need to step up the game.
There you go.
Just saying, boys. When Beaver runs the room, we are on time and on schedule. Even if I do piss off Hells a little bit without getting his tank lineups in, I get it on schedule.
You do.
Gotta go, gotta go.
Beaver is my yin to my yang, so one of those. He runs a tight train.
I'm learning from the best. Now Hells is going to experience something similar when I'm running the room.
Well, it's one of those I can speed up and slow down the tempo of the stream if needed.
Oh. Yeah, I've got to stay and watch the first battle now. I need to go to bed, Hills, but
Yeah, so you
I've
get
been waiting to see one of these Bogatyrs or KV-220s in action in tier 5, so let's stay for at least one more real quick.
Really, a Bogatyr is good for random battles. I don't know how well it'll hold up in a battle where everyone is using premium rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Armor isn't that great. Gun using premium isn't that great. I personally wouldn't pick a Bogatyr. I'd probably pick a BRD over a Bogatyr any day.
I kind of feel the same way about the Type T-34 as well. It's got a real long reload for a medium at tier 5.
I, the T-34 I thought was the one that had the. Oh, okay. Sorry, this is the Russian. No, that is the Chinese. That has a really fast reload. I have that tank.
Does it?
Has like a 1 or 2 second reload. Oh yeah, it's a very small
Okay.
gun. I think it has like a alpha of like 70 or 80 damage. But DPM is insane. And remember, reload gets those low health pool guys out of the game fast. And if you're facing an OI with 1 hit point, this guy will make sure he goes down because he's shooting around a second or 2. I like my T-34. If I remember correctly, this is the tier 5 that I really enjoy playing because it has no armor. Everyone underestimates it, only to find out that I've already emptied 10 rounds behind them.
Right. Okay. Well, the in the last matchup, there was a Type T-34 in there. He must have got racked because he had about almost a 6-second reload.
Oh yeah, no, T-34 you have to time it. They cannot be looking at you, or they cannot be expecting you. It's a pretty good snapshot tank to take a corner, shoot, back off, or keep going forward across the road. But you cannot face anything, not even light tanks. It's that badly armored.
Right.
Marin here. They just finally completely now changed up on that map, showing now it's no longer an island. Now just a peninsula out there. So
Wow.
yet again, let's see here. A lot of people want to run that Churchill 3, but what I'm seeing out of that Churchill, it is too squishy. The APCRs are ripping through it. Standard rounds
Isn't-
bounce a lot, but APCRs don't.
Isn't that a preferential matchmaking tank?
Bogatyr is, I
I
know
think-
that.
I think it is.
So the good rule of thumb is to appease the non-paying customer. Wargaming has made the preferential matchmakers a little bit weaker than their own tier.
Yeah.
Because they typically see only 1 tier up. So you got to be careful when you bring these tanks in. Actually, I would never pick a preferential matchmaker on any competition.
Right.
And
And back to
this sucks. I mean, just realizing people can run 3 KV1s or 3, it's got me kind of freaked out. I mean, I am literally freaked out now because one team of nothing but, say, 3 AMX ELC Blisses, 3 Chaffies, PZ54, and what's a good here another. Well, you don't have to have a premium. You don't have to run premium. So I mean,
No.
you could run the 3 ALCs, 3 Chaffies, and 2 friggin' Leopards, and that in its own right is a disaster waiting to happen. I mean,
so keep in mind that a Wolverine with HE round can delete a light tank in a single shot. So there's a counter to a bunch of light tanks. It's a bunch of tank destroyers at range. So if they pick tanks 1 at a time or 2 at a time, they should be able to counter any crazy matchmaking, ideally, if it's a good caller. But no, it's not preferred, honestly. I think it can be broken. Someone is going to find 2 or 3 tanks that are overpowered in the tier 5 region, and they're just going to play those 2 or 3.
yeah, and yeah, it's kind of like that. I mean, it say like in the wide park scenario, 3 OI experimentals properly angled. That's locking down a lane, and and then backing those guys up, say with like a captured KV1 and a PZ54 out there for spotting. I mean, it's going to be real interesting. I'm I'm gonna find out why the rules changed.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah, because once these guys figure out a meta, yeah, it's definitely going to change things up a whole lot. I mean, I just to go off what you were saying, three OIs, three chappies, and a T67, something to that effect. It's just be absolutely brutal.
yeah, I mean it just
This is
see, even I can get overrode and stuff, and it's one of those. Sometimes I seem like a stickler, but it's for the betterment of the good. We've been around the block on a lot of subjects.
I want to. Hopefully, BK can get the players in here. It's already been 10 minutes, but if they do get a match tonight with the 735, I have a feeling that BK and Eye for an Eye is going to show everyone exactly what meta they need to bring to to win this match.
BK is working on it, so hopefully we will have it going soon.
So I did get a question in the ranks. How does a team get on find out their rankings? All right. So we kind of went through this on Wednesday Night Fights. Definitely check back in the archives. We went through the ranking systems. Literally, for a team to come out, they pretty much go out and they start getting matches in. I mean, and then get their name out there, get it to us, because I won't be able to put your team your team on the record if I don't know that you're there. So, and there's a lot of teams out there, but not a lot of teams are active. So, I mean, I could look you up on whatplans.br, but so. Let's see here. Another one. During these intermittent times, you should have a ram cam with rams throughout the week. That is a really good idea. I tell you what, if you, to everybody, send in, record them and then send them in. Send them in to us. We'll throw them up on Twitter, Twitch, all of our social medias, and up on our Facebooks. We'll get them around, and we could start making the Rams of the week and stuff like that. That's a good one.
Man, I have a Ram of the week that I've been dying to show to the world. I would love to post to that. It's an ISU 152 ramming 3 light tanks going on reverse. Because, ramming people while you're going forward with the slowest tank in the game is overrated.
Yeah.
for sure.
I'd have to say the best ram I ever did was in. We had a game. I still actually have the recording. Was in my waffle. Just out there being a supporter, getting Ooh, there we go. But I was in the waffle. I got charged. It was on.
Fix it or no? Sorry.
That's okay. I actually haven't played that map in a while. They said it was broken. It's hard to describe even. It has the large hill up at the north part of the map and the bay down at the bottom. And then you started over on the left-hand side. It's kind of, you had a river, a little city off to the side, and you either go left, and the meta was for the teams on the right, they would send everybody up the big, long, treacherous hill to go north, leave the Arties down on the DE line down at the bottom. Any which way, it was not port. But any which way. So it was that I ran
In
to light.
village.
Yes. No. Yes. I don't know. Maybe. Which way it's coming down from the middle, because I always ran middle and caught them when they trying to go come out in the field, and they would go down in that little miniature lake that was beside the center road in between the and everything. Well, I rammed a light tank, and I kept pushing the light tank, and then the light tank flew off a little cliff that went down into the village, and then I drove on top of a Yag Pans while my teammates were shooting at it, and they were trying to get some help. So the light tank hit my buddy, damaged him, and almost killed him, and then I ran over a Yag Pans and killed it with my Waffen.
Very nice. I'm a big fan. Instead of the Rams, I'm a big fan of the swan dives and the jumps. I love to try to jump onto tanks and love watching tanks fly across the screen trying to land on other tanks.
I was thinking also if we can have bombardiers of the week. People, there's a lot of people that play Artie. I want to start seeing bombardiers of the week. I like seeing 2 or 3 tanks getting deleted by the CGC.
Right.
Or a T-92. Or a random Artie shot meant for one guy. Stinger from NB sent me one of those. He was completely aiming for this other guy, and then the round went over and one-shotted another guy. Like it was a T-10 or something, and he was shooting for a Conqueror, and it deleted the T-10, which was like way far away. So
Yeah.
that was pretty hilarious.
The last update that the console had, Xbox One, I was aiming with my GW Tiger is the tier 7 on a T-32. It was one American tank. I was just looking from the top side, and my radical was tight around this tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
I fire, and the round lands 10 yards away from the furthest radical dots. Not the center where I was aiming, the dots. And lands on another tank, completely deleting him. I couldn't stop laughing. And the poor soul actually sent some hate mail too, which just made it even sweeter. Sometimes RNGesus works to our favor.
Yeah. Yeah. Yet again, thank you everybody coming out. Go ahead there, Cutter.
Hells, I think I might have to go ahead and bow out.
All right,
I was
buddy.
going to try to hang out and see if I can get there, but I don't want to fall asleep on stream. You guys try to talk over me snoring, so.
Oh, it's no problem. Yeah, get to sleep, bud, and we'll talk to you here later on.
All right, guys, I appreciate it.
Have a great evening. Alrighty, waiting. What are they waiting on?
I'm guessing a couple more guys, because I think Eye for an Eye is volunteering guys for BK. Looks like. If we weren't a spectator short, I would have volunteered to Merc.
Well, throw your name in there. If you want to Merc, go for it, man.
Oh no, I'm enjoying watching this from above way more than Mercing, to be honest. This is actually quite a surprise. I didn't think these tier 5 battles would be this entertaining. Me and Cutter, when you took a minute break, me and Cutter were talking about maybe volunteering our crews to come out here and try this. Actually, I may be getting hate mail from Raging Warrior right now because we were talking about it on stream, and I know he watches this. He's probably sending me a private message saying, "Don't." Oh, okay. I'm being asked if I should join them. Sure. Hey,
Go ahead, man. Go do
Beaver,
it to it.
can you unspectate me? Sounds like I'm joining.
All right, buddy. Switch me over, Beef, so we're even out.
Yep, and I'll ask to be invited to their party because I don't have any of them.
Yeah, that would help.
That would be unfair, knowing where they're all at.
Yeah.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for
All right, I'll see you.
All right, buddy. Have fun. Beaver have to say, sometimes I do I miss being a merc.
I never exactly got that term.
Heck, I could do the. You don't need no commentators. Go over there and commentate. Play too. Go offer your services over there, and that way, they can have pretty much just BK.
I'm good.
Who wins in that fights.
I'm good. I will pass on playing.
Oh, come on. You have a tier 5. I know you do.
I don't like playing them. It's like anything below 7 I do not want to play. I don't even want to play 7s.
Oh, man. You're going to sound like a DP player.
Like, it's seriously getting to where I don't want to play below tier 8 anymore.
You check out New Blood Registration, getting a lot of response, a lot of good teams in there. I want to say thank you for everybody that coming out tonight. Taking your time on a Friday evening to come watch us. Much greatly appreciated. Thank you for everybody. It's awesome. We're climbing up, getting ready to hit the 600 followers. And, all right, so really fast, I'll go for an eye for an eye. A pair of ELCs, pair of KV1s, one Bogota, one Churchill 3, and then one BD. And then over on the other side here, one T67, Type T34, KV1, pair of T1s, captured KV1, and an Excelsior. Welcome back, I Kill You. Decided not to play?
Well, there was a miscommunication. I didn't realize that my NB was messaging me asking if they could help BK. I assumed Raging had been in contact with BK, but you know what happens when you assume. So yeah, they're volunteering to work for next round if BK will take it. It's Raging Warrior and a couple other guys from This map isn't played a lot in competitions. Really like it, but it's so flexible.
Really good for these like tier 5 stuff like that. This map is definitely a good one. Having the reduced vision and speeds, it doesn't take them forever to get across the map. They can get really set up. Kind of interesting for BK. They elected to not go to the base, so let's see if they could take out Big Ron. There was one round into him, tracked him, left him on the bridge, but ooh, there was one into Magic.
Yeah, this is pretty risky because if they get 3 guys there, and you have to run to them, you are going to be very, very exposed.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get punished. Oh, Big Ron getting set on fire there. No extinguisher.
And that's forgivable in a 15 match, but not here. This is too few guys.
Yeah, and now we have cross shot scenarios that I Am Great. You gotta watch out. That is ultra deep. I Am Great's gonna drown.
Yep. Yep.
Wrong.
T67 is gone. Wow, is he gonna make it?
Is he gonna make it? He must have underwater driving on that thing. Wow, good job. I don't know if he's gonna
Snorkel and all.
Yes, no joke. Open cap tank OP for underwater. The T67 is now
Unbelievable.
submerged. Wow.
Ouch. Yeah, BK's bleeding. And again, they're panicking right now, so they're rushing in there. This is why having that flag, or at least someone to reset it, is important. Now, I49 needs to focus on I Am Great, or they're going to lose this. I don't know why he's not down yet. He's a soft tank. Yep, Magic is delivering some magic to I Am Great. But you have to take it home.
I Am Great is he came over to try to keep the base camp down. I mean, he did that. The rest of the team just happened to fold. And here's the thing, yet again, the BIS is one of the most dangerous tanks. Just for that reason, it hits like a Mack truck. It can hit up to 300, and it's very nimble, very, very fast. It's one of the fastest tanks in the game. And it's just
Yeah.
And once it gets underneath somebody, it can right there. Boom.
One thing you have to keep in mind with the BIS, though, is you have to be legendary on that handbrake. You don't have any other options, especially when you're facing turret and lights.
but we'll be back.
It's all dependent up to the player on that one. But it's one of those things, that tank in itself is way OP. Look at that, 1,300 out of Mini Vinny. Even Redneck Bison coming in, and he was sniping with it, throwing up 520. Raging Stoner and the KV-1 1156. GG's, great job to those guys.
Yeah, and that 520 is only two pens.
Yeah.
So that's all you need with that tank. Just 2 pens. You paid for it. Yeah, three of those AMXs are going to break the game. I really think so.
It's gonna break it. I mean, you have those with the PZ54 and Chaffies.
Yeah.
Sold. I know if I was in the comp, that's what I'm doing. Because everybody's like, well, there's no armor. There's no armor. They have the spotting range.
Well, but
they don't have to have armor. They have the spotting
But that's the
range.
thing, though. That's the thing, though. You put premium on tier 5s versus tier 5s, nobody has armor. The only tank that even stands a chance of surviving a premium round with the higher pens is really the OI, and that's assuming you know how to angle it very well.
Yeah,
Which
keeping it
you're
covered.
not going to have the opportunity. Yeah, but you're not going to have that opportunity with fast tanks running circles around you. So yeah, no, that may not be a bad idea. Just go with those fast, high DPM tanks. That will be your only option, which is unfortunate because I really like the mix. The mix requires that you have some strategy.
Very, very right. All right, so let's see here. Eye for an Eye definitely taking a hold. PZ54, Bogatar, KV1. Looks like they're going to run the same type of setup. Pair of AMXs. This time Deuce is in one. Is Redneck going to? Are they going to be running a 3 AMX ELCs? If so, that worst fears confirmed. If they do.
Yeah, Mini Vinny is just such a terrifying player. I've faced him a couple of times. Very exact guy. I always enjoy watching him play. I don't enjoy having to play against him often. I don't say that often about many people.
I want to say hello to all of our new people coming in and watching WNF. I want to say thank you. And thank you for coming out, watching us on Twitch and YouTube. You guys are awesome. Check us out on YouTube. Go in there, real easy. WOT WNF, and it'll be splattered all over the place.
And here's another tank that I haven't seen a lot. I've seen it today, but I haven't seen a lot of it. BDR. It is an overpowered tier 5. I think so.
Well, yeah.
With 250 to 300 alpha.
Yeah, we watched that one match. He threw up 1,200. Boom, instantly.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
And
there it is.
That's only 4
Confirmed.
shots. 4 or 5.
Worst nightmare confirmed right there.
Has a pretty quick reload too, if I remember correctly. It's around 8 or 9 seconds. So I mean, you're putting it out there. You don't have to expose yourself too often because of that high alpha. It reloads really quick. It can side scrape a little bit. However, that commander's hatch requires you to side scrape on the side that the commander's hatch is on to kind of hide it, because it is a soft spot. But BDR is a very dangerous.
It is. The only thing about it is it very. You better have track mechanic on it, and you better have repairs. The tracks on that thing are
Yes.
ultra exposed, almost like Churchill 1 through 3 up to 7, or Black Prince exposed.
It's begging to get tracked, yes. However, that's not always a bad thing because it absorbs quite a bit of damage. I almost beg for that whenever I'm on my T10. You can throw anything you want. You can be at 183 shooting my T10. You're going to lose a whole round to my track.
Yeah.
So it's not always a bad thing.
If you want to kill you when we roll in there, if you would go down the BK side on tanks, and I'll go down the Eye for an Eye.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, you're on the left.
All right. BK is bringing an an AMX Type T34, KV1, T1 Heavy, T1 Heavy, captured KV1, and an Excelsior.
Over here on Eye for an Eye, trio of AMX ELC blitzes, Nightmare confirmed. 154, 1 KV1, 1 Bogatar, right here at 250 PRG1B, high accuracy, long barrel. It does put out a high alpha. I mean, look at it. That size cannon, but let's see how this rolls. So essentially, the AMXs go up, park, set up the camouflage. It has amazing camouflage. Put up the binos. Look at that. Deuces lights up pretty much 3/4 of the team. Big Ron with the PZ54 coming in there. Boom. The Type T-34, one shot from the ELC, and it's already 3/4 of the way dead.
Yeah, that T-34 at the base is a very dangerous play. We said that it has really good DPM, but it's softy. You have to keep it protected.
He breaking it. Oh, he rammed him. Not good. He missed his shot.
Not
He
good.
paid for it.
See, this is where the ELC can be very difficult to play. That E-brake, you have to use it. You have to apply it. You cannot play an ELC without knowing how to do an E-brake. For those of you that don't play light tanks often, switch your controller settings. You're going to have to. E-brake cannot be your A button or down pad, whichever it is on the default.
Oh, Redneck Bison was trying to get away. Great, getting a track shot. Here we go, 1v1. I am great missing it. Redneck misses it. Ramp. We also got everything going on over here in the town. I got one more shot here. See what they do. So Great gets the round.
All right.
Bison gets around.
Gone.
Let's get back over here. Quinto getting taken down to that T1 heavy. KV1. Holding his own, putting Rover in for Raging Stoner getting taken out by KV1s. This leaves
So
the Bogatar and Mini Vinny, who's been sniping this entire time.
So I disagree with the one play here. They split their AMXs. They're soft tanks. They have to move in, distract. Splitting them was probably a bad call because they're less effective. You're not going to cause more distraction on a wider area by having them split. It's better to cause distraction to one tank, wipe it, and move on. They would have gone through tanks a lot faster had those guys stuck together.
All right, here comes I Am Great. Mini Vinny now realizing he has the I Am Great over on the other side. I Am Great not seeing Mini Vinny. Mini Vinny's going to come up here.
Oh, he's going to pay.
Yep. I mean...
Yep. It's over. There it is. Handbrake.
Oh!
They're circling. Wow.
Miracle miss. I Am Great getting lucky. Great. Full knee brake. Ram.
Yes!
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, another
But Mini Vinny
OMG
had to
moment.
pay for it.
Yeah, he did pay for it that time. The Bogatar's still staying alive. You got to shoot for the turret. The body's too strong. The armor's too much.
So this is the other issue with the Bogatyr, right? We're gonna see the damage from this Bogatyr. It's not going to be impressive because of the pen. The reason that KV1 is still alive and exposed is because this Bogatyr was not delivering the damage. It does not have the pen of the KV1. I really don't think it's a good tank.
And yet again, here comes AMX ELC Biss from Mini Vinny.
Yep, good window. Magic holding out there in the open like that with that Bogatyr, that's dangerous. And look, just 270. That pen needs to be fixed. And this is where I4I almost lost it. They lost two ELCs with just one shot. One shot in and maybe a ram.
Yeah, and most definitely they need to. You're gonna the AMX is it is a pack tank. So if you're gonna have one sniping, have all three sniping from that spot. Because literally you're talking, if they could triple tap any tier 5, that's instant delete. And then the reloads within 6 seconds, that's another tank. Delete. Gone.
I've been fortunate to play with probably one of the best light tank players in World of Tanks. I don't know if you're familiar with Jesus.
Yeah,
Jesus Crust from Nightmare. He is a nightmare to have as an enemy light tank. He is. We were in. I'm pretty sure we were in. Yep. We were in AMXs. Yeah, Mini Vinny, as expected, he delivered 1400. He did not miss many shots. Let's just put it that way. The Bogatyr is an underperformer for DPS. However, I'm sure he blocked quite a bit and then took quite a bit of attraction and heat from his team.
Well, it's one of maybe he was. I mean, he did his job very well at spotting. The armor. Not many people know how to fight the Bogatyr. I'm gonna take a look here really fast. What was his blocked damage coming out of that thing? Well, he almost hit 1100. And out of
Yes,
tier
and
fives,
that's
insane. That's like an E100.
That's two tier
bouncing.
5s.
Yeah. So that you're talking, just to make it equivalent, that's an E100 blocking 7K. You know.
Yeah.
So it's. I mean, maybe a lot of people were thinking, oh yeah, that Bogatyr, but you're very right. I mean, it doesn't have the super pen, and the accuracy is not that great. It is definitely an in-your-face brawler. There's a good pick. I like. There we go. Seeing a Ram 2, that's deadly.
Yes. It is frightening. Actually, I worry about Ram 2s on tier 6 and tier 7 games. I've faced one with my T29 and he got behind me and I had to pick between a T29 and a Ram 2 and I wish I had started with a Ram 2.
Yeah.
So do not ignore a Ram 2.
Yeah, dude.
Ever.
Yeah. The DPM, I mean, it will 89 to 98 damage you every 2 seconds. Bink, 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 and you're like, oh, that's nasty. I mean, if they would get rid of the Churchill 3, I mean, people they don't have to. Maybe they don't know this, but they don't have to run premium tanks. Or in that scenario, if you're gonna have a Ram 2, throw on that PZ54.
Well, yeah, the PZ54 is another high DPM tank that actually has armor. It's amazing how lucky that PZ54 can get, especially when you're moving high speed.
Yeah, I mean that front upper plate is just nasty. Oh my God, there it is, 3 KV1s. And if you throw in, delete out, say, essentially delete the Churchill and throw in a captured KV-1S. Oh, boy.
Or maybe another AMX ELC. It would make sense to not leave Mini Vinny alone. Someone absorbing shots from Mini Vinny whenever he's exposed could go a long way. And this is where AMXs shine. You can always have that primary that runs in front of the enemy tank's gun intentionally to try and either absorb or miss that shot so that both of you survive. Sometimes in light tanks you're gonna have to trade health. You're not gonna have a choice, and that's why you play 2 light tanks together rather than 1 in these cases.
Yes. And then I don't see the Excelsior. The Excelsior to me is too squishy. It doesn't have, yes, it does have a high fire rate. Not the greatest, and it has a decent pen, but it's really not that accurate. It has a short, stubby barrel. The accuracy is not that great. The reticule shrink is kind of atrocious, but it fires fast, and it does have a high pin. But other than that, it's like running a shotgun at 100 yards. Unless you got that thing choked, you're in trouble. And there's J-Man over there with BK. There you go. How you doing, J-Man?
M4 could be deadly too.
Well, that's what I was saying. That M4 with that fast firing 76 millimeter, or running that 105 derp.
I run derp. It's tier 5s. Run derp, you're gonna do most damage, 300, 400 a pop. You can delete an AMX with the M4. He'll have a very bad day. Or that type T34 should never face an M4 or a Ram 2.
Yeah, it wouldn't be able to pin it. I mean, unless it's on the side. But yet again, the M4, they've made it pretty front squishy, so I think you'd be okay. I think you'd be okay with but yet again, you need the Type T-34 needs to stay hidden, stay out of the shadows, or stay in the shadows.
Right. Right, and that's where the Ram wins a little bit over the T-34. If you had to pick between the two, go Ram, because it does get lucky and it's a little bit better armor than the T-34.
All right, you want to run down
also,
BK really fast, and I'll run down BK. You run down I for an eye.
All right.
BK rolling out EM. Let's go with the BIS Type T-34 KV-1 Para T1 heavies, capture KV-1 and an Excelsior.
And I4-9 is running a BIS M4 Ram 2, a triplets of KV-1 and a Churchill 3.
All right, guys, here we go on Wide Park. Do or die situation for BK. They need to get these next two wins. Hey, Corker, good to see you there in there. Yet again, for everybody that was in the Florida, we have did moment of silences for everybody that's been affected by all the hurricanes. And yet again, I also want to give a big shout out to California and Oregon. You guys are on fire. Everywhere you look, there's smoke. It's hard to breathe. Oregon, Washington, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah. The air quality there, where typically I'm from Wyoming. The air is crisp and clean. You can't breathe. You go outside and it feels like you have a 2-ton elephant on your chest. And for people that have asthma, or COPD or lung cancer, for that fact, they become homebound. They can't leave their home. So, big shout out to those guys, and nothing but prayers to everybody. I am great. Getting up there relatively quick, getting some spots, but
paid for it. Maggie got a lucky shot on him. That was a snapshot, perfectly landed on a very tiny tank.
Look at all those rounds just bouncing off this ground. I mean, they were firing at him constantly, but
oh, T1 Heavy got deleted.
All right, Rogue Rattler and his KV-1. Man.
Yeah, the Ram is a pretty decent tank. You really need to aim in a Ram. You cannot right bumper it.
And then most of you guys, if you were beta testers, you got the Ram 2 for free. And it was part of the Founders Pack, so I know that's where I got. Ooh, Minivinny needs to be careful. Okay, he's unspotted right here. That's a dangerous position to put your Abyss into right there, trying to crest over the hill.
If you're unspotted and you run to a distant position, most people are going to have to right bumper you to just look at you. Typically, that'll actually throw your gun out of alignment, and the Radical just goes to hell and back. You get lucky. I do that quite often with the Biz, but again, it's that really good clutch handbrake. Right bumper and open fire and turn around and run away. So it's very difficult to run that Biz. Minivinny is a rarity. He knows how to use it very well. But he's gonna get picked off by I'm Great. If he's not careful.
Shot in the back of the Raven BK was gonna get up a early lead on this. Type T-34 just getting home. This is the wonder of having all these KVs and this could be the meta. I mean, that Ram 2 made a huge. He's still full life, and everybody bounced on him.
Wow, I'm.
Go ahead, sir.
Overpowered much on the Ram 2?
Yeah, it's a little OP. That was actually, I didn't like the T-14. I loved my Ram. So,
as I said, my T-29 has about 9 skills. I'm terrified of the Ram in a T-29 because I have been hurt by one before, many times.
I like this move, smart move. Go ahead, pile everybody on the base. Make it so, Great hasn't seen anybody. He doesn't know who has the most points. get it over with. Let him make him come to you, and to make the mistake.
It would have been a mistake had they not gotten on that base. A draw is not a win, and then they had to get a win.
Yeah, exactly. And there it is, eye for an eye, pulling it out, taking it out, and 3-zip. Against BK, I know the scoreboard's messed up. I've got so into this conversation here, talking with everybody.
I'm kind of disappointed Mini Vinny did not deliver the damage I was expecting. I mean, he is a really good AMX driver, however. But Raging Stoner, 1442, that's impressive at this level.
Yeah. 16, 12, 10, really, really nice. I really want to check it out. Ram 2, what did we have? Oh, he did 115 block, only 115 blocked, but it seemed like he was being shot at a whole lot more. But yet again, it's 14. He was not running any premium in that thing. 14 shots fired, 8 direct hits, 3 penetrations. But great job. Seen some faults that we need to get taken care of. It was a great evening of tanks. Most definitely we need to work some kinks, but yet again, this New Blood tournament coming next weekend. Get those team registered there on the Discord, and then also if you want to get registered, you need to go to acornesports.com, register your team, and then sign up for registration there. If you have any questions, hop on Discord, ping the WNF staff or the Acorn Esports crew on that end, and that we will gladly help you get all completely set up for registration. Don't be a typical man and not ask for directions or instructions. So I'm going to tell you right now, man up, ask the question, and we'll help you out to the best of our abilities.
Yep, we're all here to help. Just focus us on Discord and send an at, and we'll try and answer.
Yep, and we'll help you try to get. If not, we don't. I mean, the Wednesday Night Fight staff, we really don't know the ins and outs of the Acorn Esports website, but we have all of the capabilities of contacting any of those Acorn representatives, referring them over to you, and helping you get your team registered. You guys are doing great. Per clan or team, you're allowed 2. That's why 2 XGN teams have been put in. You have Apocalypse, and then you also have Doomsday. And then
I think that's right.
We'll go through the listings here. People that are registered that I can confirm: VGA, BK, TLP, Tankers Nation, AGG, XGN Doomsday, XGN Apocalypse, and Eye for an Eye, and then Tactical Gaming, TG. So
sounds like me and Beaver may take a little spin around the map.
So it's looking great. Thank you to everybody. Thank you guys for coming out. This has been a wonderful evening. I've enjoyed my time. Beaver, do you have any closing thoughts?
Just like us on Facebook, Twitter, or not Facebook, but Twitch, Twitter, the forums. Leave us some feedback on the forums. Always welcome.
All right. And then over there at the I Kill You side, any final thoughts?
I'm glad we were here today to watch these 735 competitions. Very impressive, very entertaining, to say the least. I appreciate Mini Vinny showing us how to play the AMX, and that slam against I'm Great, I believe it was. There was some AMX on AMX love, and it was the best play of the night between you two guys.
And then, right, so let me some of this taken down. So there you got some compliments from IQU on some of the fun action that you have going on. Let's see here. Let me jump gears over one of the system administrators that will be taking over as of Monday. She will be. They're taking over from the that's what it was. She will be starting this Monday. The administration liaison. Except for straight. Working alongside with the other order directors. She didn't get into the title. That's that. That will unfold, and then Beaver and IQ. What was that? That was horrible. Oh, Beaver getting hit.
Yeah, I'm just shooting at you.
Well, I killed you. Like his round, I think he took down a satellite. And the round. And the clipping. Beaver comes out.
Thankfully the mic was muted that whole time. Because Iron Jesus sent the grounds every which way but Beaver's way.
All right, guys. There we go. We had a one-on-one action there.
Oh my god, those triple donuts.
All right, guys. Here we go. One last time. Everybody that's on the Gulf Coast right now, be careful of Irma. Please, everybody, stay safe. Stay dry. You don't know how deep that water is. Do not drive through it. Do not drown. Go around. And then, if you at any moment in time, if they tell you to evacuate, obey it. Just get out of there. You and your family's not worth it of losing. Yes, it is a house that is all your belongings, but yet again, is it worth you and your kids' life? If you don't have renter's insurance, you need to do it right now. And you already have homeowner's insurance if you own your home. So, but yet again, if you're renting right now, it might still be within time. I doubt it.
Actually, once a storm is named and it's coming to an area, most insurances will include clauses that will exempt them from that one storm.
From that one storm. That's what my wife was talking, because that's what she does. I looked over to her.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, yeah. So, and here's the thing. If you're in Florida or something like that, you're going to have renter's insurance. You need to adjust for these freak occasions. But yet again, we're getting off track. I want to say thank you to Acorn coming out and, in conjunction with Wednesday Night Fights, bringing you the New Blood tournament. Check them out, acornesports.com. We're going to leave here with you. Check us out. Check us out on Discord. Love us, like us, hate us, follow us. Check us out on Twitch, YouTube. The internet will be coming up Monday. www.wednesdaynightfights.net will be up and going. It will be a build in progress. It's gonna look like crap, but it will be up. It will be going. So everybody will start seeing it there. So then also check us out on all the other social media sites. Go buy that coffee cup. And, Pain God. Hello, Pain God. How you doing there? Thank you for coming out, Pain God. We're just starting to finish up with the stream. But I want to say welcome. There's Wargaming Pay God, everybody. One of the head people with Wargaming coming to check us out here on Wednesday Night Fights. But yet again, God bless everybody. Be careful in Florida. Everybody be safe. These hurricanes are no joke. And also to the people that are in the fires out west, you guys be safe also. Keep those kids safe. It's not good for them to breathe in all of that smoke. So as part of me, Beaver, Anarchy, Nerve Gamanko, Lady Death, Happy Gilmore, Cutter Deeply, Akiwaza, I Kill You right here. From all the staff here at Wednesday Night Fights, we bid you adieu, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Peace. Love, bud.